Hello, family. Hello, friends out there. It is me. I'm here once again in my wonderful area outdoors. And you hear those birds? Do you hear my birds out there, man? They are just chirping, singing. And it is a beautiful day. And I thank them. I appreciate them so much for being my background music, everybody, because I can't do this without them. They just bring so much life to everything. And much respect to the birds. So my topic today I want to share with all of you, it happens to be understanding. And so understanding is really another powerful topic. And that I want to get into. And the reason why I want to get into that is because actually, me and my husband, we had the other day a situation where it was just, let's just say we had a disagreement. It was a discussion. It was a disagreement, and our voices got loud, and it just escalated into, it was just a bad vibe. Okay, the energy was just bad. And I never want things to get like that. Like, I don't like that kind of energy because it exerts you. It just poisons your whole spirit, or at least it tries to. That energy just attempts to poison your whole every day, like your whole mood, everything, your entire day. It tries to just ruin it. And so I didn't want it to get there, but it got there. And it got there temporarily. However, we were able to just get back to full circle, and we were able to get back to the understanding that was so important. And after we got to the understanding part, then, I noticed, because we live in a apartment complex, and the apartment complex is like a 2-story apartment complex, and we're on the first floor. And there's an apartment above us, right, directly above us. We have neighbors above us. And we have neighbors on the right, and we have neighbors on the left side of us. And, but that's how it's set up. So, and across from us. So, but they are separate, right? So on days like this, the weather is really beautiful out, right? And everybody wants to have their windows open, so you can kind of hear everything, if you got the windows all open, right? And so, and then these apartments, if you know that, well, not all of them are like that, but the ones that we're currently in, you can kind of hear every single thing, even if you have the windows closed, because the walls and everything, they're not very well insulated from sound, so they're not really soundproof at all. Like, you hear every single thing. And that's the only bad part about living in apartments and apartment complex like that, and close quarters like that, is that you kind of have to deal with all the different types of sounds and noise that is just it's unavoidable to a point, right? So after our situation where we argued and so forth, it went to, that bad energy apparently went to our neighbor upstairs. And so they were arguing. It's a husband and wife. So they were arguing. And it got really bad, right? They were just screaming and everything. And I was just like, wow. So it started with us, now them, and then it went over to another neighbor. After they, it went over and spilled over into another neighbor's, their apartment, where the energy was just bad. And then they started screaming. And so that's when I was like, oh my gosh, this is something strange, something weird out there. Like, this is like a bad vibe that's just going all over the place, and these energies or waves that's coming in is just intense and crazy. And people are just losing it, right? So what I noticed was with the last neighbor that was screaming at each other, it was a man and a woman, and I believe from what I could hear, they are basically dating, or they're boyfriend and girlfriend, and so they've been together for like 3 years. And so, because that's what they said, right? The guy said, well, we've been together for 3 years, and I love you. And he said it multiple times to her that he loves her. But he just also said he didn't understand why, he basically, well, I'm paraphrasing, okay? Because I'm not giving you exactly his word for words, but this is my take on it. Where he was sharing that, he didn't understand the whole petty, like things were being petty thrown at him. Like she was, pointing out really, really small things that he just didn't really understand why she was so mad about. And so, but he just kept on saying that he loved her. He said that a few times. He just said it more than once. And then the other part that was so defining is the fact that he also shared that he was upset because she was upset. So he recognized that she was upset, and he was aware that he was upset, and he didn't want to be upset. I mean, you could hear it in his tone that he was just like, what the heck is going on? What just happened here? Because she's like freaking out here, and I don't know why. And if it is over that, that's just like her emotion and everything is just way too intense for it to just be that. Because guys aren't stupid, right? They're not stupid. And I'll just be honest with you all, women included, that we as women, I know that we all have to be aware and understand that we're different. We are each cut differently. We're from a different cloth, right? So as far as like men, they think differently than women do. And it's a fact. We just do. We're not exactly the same. So the way we process information is completely different. And so we have to be understanding and aware of that fact. That, what we process as information is going to be, it's just going to go through them a lot different. Okay, so you have to understand that, right? And that's why I brought this topic up, because that's what we need. We need a lot more understanding, and on top of that, we need a lot more love for each other, because then when you know that and you lead with love, you'll be able to cut out all the other nonsense and get back to the respect for each other and the love for each other, to then bring you to full circle so that you can really move on and be your best for each other. You understand? And move through life together as some really powerful human beings, right? So, but you have to be in the understanding that you're not always going to agree, and you're not always going to understand the same things that another person does, because everybody has their own way of processing information. We all have our own love languages, and I believe there's a book out there that talks about love languages and how you can identify with some of those different languages, on a personal level. However, I'll have to look that up. But like I said, I have to do like a part 1, a part 2, a part 3 with this understanding. But the thing that I wanted to point out really briefly for you all is that when the man shared that, he was upset because she was upset, that to me just showed that, I understand this. This is crazy. I want to help me understand what the real problem is, because I don't want to be upset, and if I'm upset, it's because you're upset in that energy. That's what he was saying. The energy is just like, I could see it in your face, like something's not right here. We got to be on the same wavelength. And so, in that case, yeah, that's true, because we can actually direct some really bad energy to each other. I mean, just like I shared with you a moment ago, how like we started off with our argument, and then it tipped over into our neighbor, and then the other neighbor, and it just was like, oh my goodness. So things affect people, vibrations affect others, and it's so sensitive and so quick that you have to really be aware and understand, be aware and understand that everything you say and do has some effect. It just does. So, and that's what I wanted to bring to the family here about understanding. And another thing, fam, I want to bring to your attention too, is that in no way am I the last say-so or the final word on all of this, particularly this topic, because like I said before, I am in no way a legal advisor or any type of licensed professional of any sort. In any way, I'm not, and I'm not claiming to be. I just want to share my own views and my own opinions, and my experiences that I've have experienced over the years, and I'm bringing that to the family and the friends out there to share with you, so that maybe it can be some type of enlightening information for you, to then spark you to see what works for yourself. And I encourage each and every one of you to go out there and do your own research. Go out there and find out for yourself what works for you and your family, or you in particular, or whoever, your loved one. Because we are each designed very uniquely, and we have our own genetic code, right? We have our own genetics. Our genes are different. Our blood is different. Like, everything is uniquely different. And so, and you have to find out what works for you, specifically, because we are uniquely put together, and we respond to things different than everything else. So understanding that and being aware of that is key. And we'll each be able to move through life a lot easier and a lot better once we come to that understanding. But the one thing that I wanted to point out to you all, family, because of that whole situation, how you can pull yourself back to circle and be calm and not allow these different types of situations to escalate into something it shouldn't be negative-wise. You understand that the whole point is that you love the person right there in front of you. You understand that you respect them too, and you love yourself enough. You love you. You love yourself to not allow yourself to be controlled or put into some type of negative mindset. So, and you respect yourself to not carry out and act out in a way that's disrespectful to yourself. Okay? So recognizing and understanding that you matter and the another person matter too. Like, we're all very important individuals. We're all, like I said, we're all uniquely designed in our own way, and we all have to respect and value each other in the same manner. And so I feel like when we get into these different types of disagreements, we have the power to bring the conversation to an area where in a vibe that's loving, and we lead with love and respectful to each other, so that we can get to the bottom of whatever has went into the wrong place, and we can put everybody back on track, or get ourselves back on track, but in a calm and positive, loving manner. Because the one thing that we all understand is, when we're in relationships and so forth, is that we do love each other. Like, that's the main point. I love you. You love me. Like, I wouldn't be here with you if I wasn't in love with you. I didn't, if I didn't love you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would not be here if I was not loving you. I wouldn't even tolerate it. Like, that's just me, period. Like, if I didn't love somebody, there's no way I would sit there and deal with all the stuff that I deal with people. Obviously, I do love you, because I'm willing to go through any and everything with you. And I love you enough to, even if it gets to the point where you just cannot be with me and you don't love me or what have you, you stop loving me or you stop caring about me, I love you enough to allow you to go where you need to go to get you the love that you feel that you need to have. In no way am I going to sit there and attack you and harm you because you may not care about me or all that type of stuff. You understand? Because it doesn't have to get to that level, people. It doesn't have to get to that level. So you have to be loving, you have to lead with love, and you have to be respectful, and you have to value the individual, even if you feel that there's, you're in disagreement with different things. You just have to say, you know what, I respect that, that you think and feel a different way. And I'm not going to attack you because of it. It's just, because we exert bad energy and it turns into even more bad energy. So why exhaust ourselves in the wrong direction? I'll be honest with you, fam. I'd rather be making love, using that energy to love on somebody and all that type of stuff, because that's some good, that loving energy is like the best energy. That's the feel good energy, and that's what I like, right? I try to do all this other stuff, like this arguing, and because it drains you completely dry, and you just go bonkers and for no reason, right? There's got to be some reason in it, and there's got to be something to gain, like in a positive way, out of everything that we each do. So respect each other, love on each other, lead with love all the time, and understand that that's the bottom line. Like, that's it. That's all there is love. When you're in these relationships, be it a husband and wife, or you're dating someone, boyfriend, girlfriend for a couple of years or whatever, 1 or 2 years, know that you love that person and you're willing to sit back and talk it out and understand in a calm manner, in a calm way, in a respectful way, so that you can each move positively in the correct direction. All right? Lead with love all the time and understanding, and you can't go wrong there, because that's what it ultimately, in my situation with my husband, that's what happened. We recognized that we loved each other. I love you no matter what. Okay, yeah, you got that. Okay, that happened. Okay, forward then, sweetheart. Like, how do we move forward? Because I know I love you, and you know you love me. We just have to just put our differences aside, and let's just go ahead and figure out the best course of action to get things going smooth and in the right direction, the correct and positive direction that we need it to go. So we're not all stuck in a tough, sticky spot. All right. So with that said, family, that's all I'm going to share for right now. Like I said before, you can go ahead, feel free to leave your comments and suggestions or what have you. I love hearing from everybody and being a part of these different types of discussions. And also hit me up on Instagram. I'm on there, go to my Instagram and share with me. You can even say hello or what have you, because I will respond back. All right, so that's all I got, everybody. So but like I said, I'll be doing some part 1s, part 2s, part 3s, part 4. You understand, it's gonna go on and on, because that's what we do. You have been listening to InDvisible. Okay, take care, everybody. Later.